Hi, my friend. It is Pat Sloan here for my Monday night version of the daily videos, Fireside Chat edition in the evening. And we have a really fun time in the premiere chatting beforehand, about 20-25 minutes beforehand. So our topic of the day is the color parade, the color pink. Pink quilts, that's what I would like to see. Have you made pink quilts? Are you making them or you're thinking about them? Is pink not your thing? If so, shh, we don't need to know today. Keep that part to yourself. Just share the fun, positive pinkness of the day. Years ago, somebody told me about a book called Pinkalicious, about a little girl, and I don't know how she turned all pink, but she did. So I always think of that when I think of pink. So I am doing my pink quilt that's coming up. I've done pink quilts before. Not that many, they have given them to my mom mostly. She loves pink. So this is what I'm doing is the Barbie panel. And I believe all of you bought this version. There's still the one with pink hair and a dark background that's really cute. But I'm doing this for my niece, my great niece in California. So I'll be doing that for Amelia, and I'm going to do it really soon because I'm going to cut the sashings and then send it to the spa and get it quilted so that it's not like sitting around. And it's a decent size. I should be able to do the binding on it, at least by the time all that happens. Yes, wishful thinking. Okay, the other things we have is our layer cake sew along starts today. Woohoo! And there it is up on the wall. And I'm going to zoom you in to see the quilting that Cindy and Dennis did for me at the spa. It is got spider webs. See, can you see them? Yes, see the spider web? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. We have a huge spider web out back right now. I mean, well, the spider web's not that big. The spider is fat. He's a big fat guy. There is a bat. Do you see the bat there? Get you in closer. See the bat? And there's a spider next to it. Yeah, this is such a cute pattern to quilt it with. So I am using primarily the one fabric line, and then what I did is I added in a few other pieces. And what we will be doing, let me just look here, we're going to sew the top and the first and second row. That's what you're sewing this week. And here is one block so that you can see what the block looks like. It is so interesting because this block by itself, it actually looks kind of cool, like side by side, because we laid it out just to see what it looked like. But I prefer it when you rotate it because it gets that secondary pattern. Do you see when it's rotated and you put four of them together, then you get that little corner that comes, this thing here makes another design with when you put sashing. So you will do the first two rows this week, and I know everybody works a little different. Some of you will prefer to cut everything and then start sewing. So if that's your gig, then start cutting this week. I did add another row at the bottom, so there's one extra row because I wanted this to be a little bit bigger. And this is from, or so long as from the Perfect 10 book, and in the book the quilt does not have a border, but I added a border because I love that fabric and I wanted to be able to see it. That fabric came in a couple different colorways. There was one that had just black and white, which is very stunning as well. So it feels fallish. It doesn't really feel Halloween because the fabric line is called Midnight Madness or something. It's all linked at the website. So go below here and you can get over to the website. I linked everything that I used, and I put in a few pieces of the something sweetness, that's an art gallery fabric line for Halloween that had a little bit of cute stuff in it. So the book is really great. If you've never picked up the Perfect 10 or the Perfect 5 book, they're well worth it. They have a lot of patterns in them. There's 16 different quilts in here, all using a layer cake, and the layer cake is a 10 by 10. So some companies call them different names. They're 10 squares or 10 stacks or something like that. So they're all 10 by 10 with 42 squares in them. So that is the project that's kicking off this week. I'm super excited about that. Down the road, I will reduce, the number of things kicking off off at the same time and running at the same time. It just, for some reason, I just went a little crazy, and I had quite a few here running. But I will get them to a point where there's just a couple, and a few, maybe 5, something like that. That seems like not very many to me. I mean, because a lot of times you're not, you make one block in a week. What are you going to do with the other 6 days and the other hours in your day? One block doesn't take very long. But this is fun when you're doing a whole row like this, because you can make a whole bunch of these. And I'm using this really cool background background fabric that has this neat pattern on it. It looks sort of like screening or something. Okay, spools. I will show you. I have yesterday's, so we'll say this is yesterday's. I'm only doing 3 blank ones, so I still have 1 blank one, empty spool. And here's my spool with some of the yardstick fabric on it. So I think that one is really cute. So I can actually, I've got the ones from before. I've got a couple pinned up there. What I'm doing, 5 across. So I have 1 more. So for tomorrow would be another row. So then I would have 3 rows, because tomorrow would be the 15th. Yeah, so that would be 3 rows. So keeping up with the Joneses here with my spool blocks. I'm pretty happy about that. That makes me very happy. Now, I did have somebody ask me about zipper bags and things like that, and they were asking about a couple of them, and I had these that I showed you, and I think this is what you were asking about, was these zipper bags so that you can put projects in them. These are Tula Pink ones that have scissors and rotary cutters on them. I think they're pretty cool. So, and they're a nice size, because if you wanted to do, and it's got clear, see, it's got a clear front. So these are the kind that I want to put like the cross stitch in, because you can see it, and that's kind of like the thing, I guess, but put it in a clear front. But I also had gotten the one with the glitter, just because it's so darn cute. I can't stand it with the glitter. So I don't know why they're open and I keep shutting them. Oh, there is, so this is a smaller one, just for something, like the threads and things like that. That's what I put, and I might put that inside of the other one, because a bag and a bag and a bag, that's how I kind of roll. I think that, so that I could keep the threads together and put them inside the bigger bag, which would have the pattern and everything else. Yes, bag management. Once I have a bit more time back, when I'm not doing exercises on my wrist all the time, then I will be able to get back to doing a little bit cross stitch every day and getting those projects organized, because I have like too many in progress. Who else? Not just quilts in progress, but too many cross stitch in progress. I need to finish some so I can enjoy them. I want to get this little decorating thing I've seen, and I'll talk about that more, but I'm thinking, yeah, that's where they're gonna go. They're gonna be so cute. But I need to get some more mobility back, or more strength, so that I don't wear the hands out trying to do little stuff right now. That just wears them out. Okay, the other thing that we talked about that I said I would show you was labels for our project bins. One of our friends in the comments, either here at YouTube or over at Facebook, which is my group is Quilt Along with Pat Sloan, somebody said, get these stickers that look like chalkboard. And I'm like, oh, I like that concept. I like that chalkboard concept. So I went out and found these. So this is the ones that I got. That's the package. And it comes in, they've got like different sizes. So here's one size, and then they've got some other that are, some of them are a little bit smaller on here. Plus, it comes, there's a ton. There's a bunch of these, so there's a whole bunch. Plus it came with this liquid chalk marker. This comes with it when you order it. So how'd it work? It worked pretty good. Now they do have instructions, because these have to be primed. They're kind of like a paint thing, where the end of it, when you when you push in that end, you sort of have to push it to prime the stuff to the liquid to come down. So it takes a little bit of like poking it down on the paper and sort of shaking it. Can you hear? I guess you could hear if I stopped talking. If I put that by the mic, it would be better, wouldn't it? If I shake it up at the camera, that's not near the sound. So it's got a little ball in there to get the liquid going. So anyways, that takes a little bit, so don't give up. And I'm not going to be able to pick this up, but I'm going to be able to lift it. So I'm going to pull it down here. These are the project bins. So what I did was put it right here. And they're sticky. I'm assuming they're going to come off, and you can I didn't try taking that stuff off yet, but I think it's non-oil. I think it comes off. If not, I've got new stickers. Doesn't matter. But it looks like chalkboard. But that's not. It's a chalk marker. Does it come off? I have to lick my finger. Oh yeah, it does. Okay, so that will come off. I just licked my finger a little bit and it'll come off. So there is what I put on my project bin. This is a bin that I have some jelly rolls in it and some fabric because I want to do some strip sew as you go. Like you take a foundation and you sew onto the batting so that then you have these squares and you sew them together and then you make the quilt. And it's a project that I thought it would be fun for all of us to do. And I thought I just need to get it all in one bin, and then when its time comes, that will be something that we can do together. I think it'll be a super fun project. You could use scraps, you could use the little skinnier jelly rolls, which are called honey buns by the Moda makes those ones. And I like the pre-cut squares because I don't feel like cutting batting squares. But you can buy them already cut. I know, it's convenience. It's convenience. So that all works out really well. All right. Over the weekend, one of our friends mentioned in the Facebook group that there was a organization that was, or a group of quilters, I guess, not an organization actually, it's a group of quilters that banded together to help other quilters in Oregon, to help people in Oregon. So it's quilters helping quilters helping people. What they're doing, and this is run by Heather Hendrickson of To the Point Quilting. She is a long arm quilter. It's her business, and she did not lose her home in Oregon, but all the homes around her, all the towns around her, there's been massive devastation. You've seen total towns, which I have notes here, but she said the towns of Gates and the town of Detroit are a total loss. This is in the, and I'm not going to pronounce this wrong, but I'm right, Santiam Canyon. It's outside Salem, Oregon. That's where these fires are raging and the towns are disintegrating and being lost, and people are losing things, losing their homes. And so she and a group of quilters felt that they wanted to gather quilts and give to the victims. They want to be able to have many hundreds of quilts, and then they will organize for people to come and pick a quilt that means something to them, and have that from all of us as like a hug to them. So they are putting out a call. So the short, that's the long way to get to, there's a call for quilts. Not just finished quilts, but Heather and her amazing team are willing to take quilt tops if you'll send along backing and binding. If you have batting, send that too. But they will assemble and they will quilt them. She has a couple of quilt machines in her business. She has 4 other long armers in the area who are also quilting, plus this whole group of people. They have on their team as well a quilter who was doing this for the Paradise, California fire disaster, that this woman who lost her own home in that was part of the group who distributed quilts. So she's very experienced, and she's helping them with her knowledge of how to organize this successfully to get the quilts out. So they're doing the call for quilts, and I have an address down below. And I have a link to the post I put up at my Facebook group and a link to Heather's business page, which is only at Facebook. But if you want to donate a finished quilt or donate a finished top, quilt top, it has to be finished, and the backing for it, and if you make the binding, it helps them out tremendously. She says it'll save a lot of time, so they don't have to stop and make binding if you send it along. But it's a chance for those of you who like to make quilts and have yet really sort of made them, if you just have tops and you haven't really made them into quilts and you're not really sure what to do with them, and you want to support people who have lost everything, this is going to be it. This is a way for you to do that. So they'll be sending them out to Stayton, Oregon. I've got the address, which is her business, to the Point Quilting. There are some shops out there that are also going to be helping, organize all this. So it is a fabulous way to be part of helping other people. Over in my Facebook group, the post that I put up is a disaster relief post, so that if you have other groups or know of other things going on, you can put that in the comments, and we'll keep it all in one place, because if everybody does individual posts, they become lost. So this one post is there. There's also a unit for disaster recovery posts that I put up, so you can go to the unit tab, UNIT, units. I don't know why Facebook calls it a unit, but that's what they do. So you could go there and get it, and that way the information stays in one spot. Everybody chats in one spot. And I've done this for quite a few years in my group, keeping everything organized, and it works really well. So I will be getting something together to send out, and that will be wonderful to know that there is an experienced team doing this, very dedicated quilters who are excited to be able to help their fellow citizens sort of go through this horrible thing of losing their home or their whole town and their businesses and everything else. So we quilters have big hearts. We know our quilts are quite powerful. We know when we give a quilt, it really means something extra special to people. So I'm hoping that you can do this. I'm hoping that you feel like you would like to send something. And I will be talking about it as we go along. Heather's going to keep me updated, and she'll let me know when they start to distribute them. It'll be a fairly organized process. They don't want to be willy-nilly. They want to be very purposeful, which is awesome, because I only like to work with people who are super organized. So we know what's going on. Okay, my friend, I am thrilled that you're here. I'm excited to see your pink quilts, and excited that Heather has set up this this quilt drive to give back to her community. So, okay. I will see you online. I love you. Mwah.